What's good, my people on YouTube? Welcome to another healer gameplay analysis video. I actually thought about not making any of these anymore until Stormblood, because with the upcoming expansion and with it the PvP, the massive PvP overhaul, your learning opportunities and time is kind of limited when it comes to this iteration of PvP, because there's only like 2 weeks left. But I thought that with the recent streams that I've been having, there was a couple of games that really do showcase what's important about healing and what is going to be very important about healing in Stormblood as well, even with the changes. And those couple of things are healer positioning, decision making, and then managing and prioritizing your heals right to keep your team alive most effectively. So these 2 games really do show kind of just that. So I want to show you these, and like usual, I'll commentate on the first one and then let you kind of like in peace and on your own watch the second one with just our team or my commentary in the stream in the clip. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get into the first clip. Starting out here, we do the usual, put nocturnal shields on people, and then switch into diurnal and get aspected healers on everyone before we engage. But if you notice what is happening on the opposite side of the map, on the enemy team, the opposing astrologian actually used their bubble preemptively before they even engage, to kind of like, I guess, get the hot on people before the fight starts, so it's easier to heal in the beginning. But I really advise any astrologians watching this video not to do that. You know why? Because that hot is going to run out within about 3 or 4 seconds in after you engage the enemy team, if they're not engaging straight away. And with the higher you go, and you get better people and fight better teams, people are just not going to run, they're not even going to run in when you pop that bubble in the beginning and that you haven't engaged anymore. They're just going to run back, wait for you to run out of that bubble, and then wait for the hot to run out, and then actually start doing damage. So basically, if you use it in the beginning, it is pretty much useless. There's no worth in using that. Even if you extend it, it's not going to help with that, especially the higher you go, because it is going to run out before anyone starts doing any significant amount of damage to your team. So please avoid doing that. But yeah, let's go. So I get a bit of distance from the Dark Knight and the team fight so that the enemy team focuses someone else than me. Throw a spear on myself preemptively because I know with the enemy team comp, I know those people that they're going to burst pretty early in the fight. So I just use it preemptively. The burst happens, or it starts, the summoner starts buffing up and whatever and starts casting Ruin 3, so I know, okay, this is a great time to go in, cast Focalization, pop Light Speed, Sinistry on the Dragoon because he's getting a lot of heat, and then extend all of that with Celestial Opposition and then run back out myself so that I can keep myself safe. Disable the summoner here, try and mitigate some of that burst, but he wasn't actually doing anything too important at that moment, so that was kind of a waste. But something that you might want to play around with yourself. At the end of my light speed, I decide to use Swift Cast and Benefit 2 to get stabilize the Dragoon's health at this point, because I don't want to start moving at this moment because I'm basically in the middle of the fight and I just want to move out as ASAP myself. I'm trying to keep the Dragoon alive as much as possible right here, and I'm letting myself drop quite low myself because I noticed that the summoner is very tunnel vision on a Dragoon and getting them down. So, and there's only the Dark Knight on me, so I can kind of get away with letting my health drop lower. But in that moment, the Dragoon jumps on me, so I know I need to get out ASAP. I popped my bubble because I was hoping the Dragoon was going to follow me behind the wall, but that didn't quite happen. So right here is also a very good example about how not to use your bubble. Is you don't want to be using it mainly when you don't have Essential Dignity out, because if you pop your bubble and the hot doesn't stick on people instantly or they don't get in, You don't have any tools to instantly heal someone if they get a big spike of damage, which is what happens right here. I don't have Essential Dignity up. What happens right here is I hope and sit in the bubble for too long for the Dragoon to get in. They don't get the hot, and I start healing them way too late since I don't have Essential Dignity up, and they die because of that. So that is also a very good example on how you don't want to be using your bubble. So we're just getting back here. I decided to get the Dragoon up ASAP with my raise, PvP raise, because there's only 25 seconds left until the boxes, so I wanted him to get back ASAP. So just getting back myself so I can safely stabilize his health, so that they're not focusing on me. I stabilize his health, decide to run back in near the bridge's end and on the wall. So what I'm trying to do with this positioning is if I was standing at our base's end of the bridge, I would be very behind of my team and couldn't probably catch up and heal them as effectively. But when I get kind of aggressive with my positioning, I can stick to my team much easier when they're pushing for the boxes and securing the middle better. So that's why I was so aggressive with positioning there and went kind of ahead of my team. So what I'm doing right here is I use Sinistry on the Dragoon because it's taking quite a bit of damage. So I can sort of keep him up in health effectively with just aspected benefit, because what I'm trying to do here is get to the pillar on my left side as fast as possible, because what that allows me to do in this situation is Summoner is basically on my right side behind me, enemy healer is in the middle. What this positioning around the left pillar here allows me to do is safely be away from the enemy team, line of sighting the enemy team while still keeping a pretty good line of sight to my own team. I can peek out, heal them safely, whatever. So the enemy team is not in between me and my team. If I would be hiding and line of sighting the enemy team on the wall right next to me, going behind that, it will be a very big chance that the summoner and whatever else could very easily get in between me and my team, making it harder for me to heal my team while line of sighting the enemy team. So that's why I'm popping Sinister here to keep him up alive so I can get as fast as possible there. And that wasn't really necessary after all, because our team managed to get a kill, so they can't pressure us that heavily anymore. So the enemy team is just getting back here. Dragoon right now is getting a lot of heat from the enemy team with all the summoner dots and everything and ruin 3s. So I decided right here to throw extended ball on him to get some help on healing him so that he doesn't take as much damage. I decided to go in the middle of the action because I noticed that the summoner just popped Dreadwing Trance and a popular focalization to mitigate some of that damage on top of the ball, so I can keep the Dragoon up easier. It's easier for me to keep him up. While I still had my light speed up, I decided, since the Dark Knight was sticking to me at that point, I decided to bound them with Blizzard 3 so that they can't get away as effectively and we can get some extra pressure on the enemy healer if our team starts focusing them down before they can get back to their own healer. But that doesn't really happen, but that was sort of my game plan with that Blizzard 2. All right, and what happens here is I pick up the box and I get a big back, start casting Expected Healer so that I can hopefully refresh that hot on people since they're pretty close by, my whole team. But what ends up happening is I cancel the cast because my summoner is getting a lot of sudden bursts from the Dark Knight and the Dragoon. So I canceled the cast, Essential Dignity to stabilize his health, cast more Benefit 2, and use Synastry on him so that I can keep his health up more effectively with Aspect of Benefit and move back myself. The Summoner gets quite a bit back, so the Enemy Dragoon and Dark Knight decide to switch onto me. I move a bit more forward so that I'm not getting out of range of my melee and my Dark Knight. If I had moved back to my base, that would be the case, and if they move any forward, they would be probably very hard to get heals on them if they were to get switched on. So I decided to move forward rather than back right here. The Dark Knight still sticks to me, even after that, but I noticed the Dragoon switches on my back to my Summoner, and I have what is it called? The Dark Knight skill, Soul Survivor. Yeah, in PvP it gives you vulnerability up, and the Summoner is still focusing me apparently. So I decided to start healing myself instead of the Summoner, even though Dragoon went on him, because when I have Synastry up, obviously percentage of my heals get transferred to the Summoner, and since the Summoner is getting the least amount of pressure right now, and I'm getting the most, I can easily heal myself, keep myself alive, while kind of keeping my Summoner up in health, even though the Dragoon is focusing them. So that's how you should, if you have those specific conditions met and you have those cooldowns up, is how you should kind of prioritize your heals. And also we managed to get a kill here, so the enemy team has to get back again very quickly as well, because their tank is getting very high amounts of pressure from our team, and the healer has to move back as well so that they don't get so they don't fall behind and get focused down themselves. What we managed to do is, since we're able to stick to the Dark Knight quite hard, the Dark Knight actually goes down and we get a lot of medals in turn, and the enemy team has to get even more back. And again, right here, kids, please don't use your bubble like this. It is just going to go completely to waste, because like you see, our team doesn't even try and do any significant amount of damage while that hot is up. So basically it does pretty much absolutely nothing. So please don't use it like that. This right here is kind of bad positioning from me, because I didn't need to move that far back, even though the Dark Knight was kind of focusing me, because what ends up happening is my tank gets tagged on quite hard by the enemy team, and the Dark Knight actually manages to stun me right at that moment. So I'm kind of having trouble getting him back and getting my own tank back up in health, not letting him die. But luckily I have a Essential Dignity up, so the second I get out of the stun, I use that, then Swift Cast to get Benefit 2 on him to stabilize his health even more, and then pop Lightspeed, because I noticed that Dragoon just Dragonfire dived in on him and started LBing. I really need to get fast instant heals and stay mobilized myself as well to keep my tank alive right here, because the Dark Knight is still focusing on me. What I decide to do as well when I pop Lightspeed is I run almost in the middle of the enemies. I try and stun both the Summoner and the Dragoon with Celestial Opposition so that they can't follow up on that LB and kill my tank right after the LB hits. Unlucky for me, it didn't hit the Summoner, so they didn't get stunned. The Dragoon, however, did. Luckily, the Summoner didn't have anything too big to follow up on that LB, so I managed to stabilize my tank's health. Right after that situation ends, though, the Summoner starts bursting, and quite a lot of people are getting low-ish on health. Our tank got Summoner debuffs and everything up on him, and our Summoner is getting focused by their Dragoon. So what I decide to do in that situation is use my LB, because it cleanses off those debuffs from my tank and stabilizes my Summoner's health, so I don't have to focus on healing too many targets at the same time. And then what happens is the enemy Summoner actually manages to get an LB off on both our Dragoon and my tank. So what I end up doing is, because obviously my tank is more durable, he isn't going to die almost instantly from that LB and the follow-up damage, I decide to get a heal plus Essential Dignity up on our Dragoon to stabilize his health, throw Sinistry on my tank, and start healing the Dragoon and get his health up in. Because he's much further back in and might get focused. And that heal is also going to transfer to my tank since he's getting back and only being focused by the enemy Dark Knight so that I can get his health back up. So that's kind of like good prioritization in the sense that because my tank is getting back and my Dragoon is going back in, with Sinistry, I can heal my Dragoon back to full, let him do his thing further forward, and while my tank is getting back, only being focused by their tank, he's not gonna get that much damage, so I can focus on getting the person up who is most in danger at that moment first, and then focus on getting my warrior back up in health because they're getting back, not getting focused by anyone, and are pretty safe in terms of getting bursted instantly, even with 4 stacks, because there wasn't really anyone except for the enemy team's tank on them. Since the enemy team really doesn't really have any choice but to kill our tank, I know they're going to focus him quite hard to try and get that kill and try and get the lead. So I know that he is most likely going to be the biggest target of focus. He gets full swinged or whatever, so I just heal him exclusively pretty much. Even though my Dragoon is also kind of dropping in health, I know that they're not probably going to focus him as much because he will not net them a significant amount of points from us. So they're trying to get that 4-stack tank. So just healing him, letting Dragoon drop about 50% health-ish. And this right here is sort of what you would like to use your bubble for. This is kind of a gamble of a situation and kind of a risky situation to use it in. But what I decide to do is get Aspected Helios, refreshed on everyone, cast Benefic 2 right afterwards on the Dragoon, stabilize his health, pop bubble right after that so that I can get the hot and have the chance of getting the hot on the Dragoon ASAP so that I can cancel it as soon as possible, because at this moment I have Essential Dignity up, so even if they start bursting my Dragoon, which they do, I can get his health up quite easily with Essential Dignity, even if the hot doesn't stick to him. But lucky for me, the hot does stick to him almost instantly. I can cancel the bubble early, Essential Dignity, stabilize his health, and extend all of those pre-hots, which are going to be ticking for quite a lot, so I don't have to focus healing him as much anymore after this, which is good because we're in calling time, so any help on healing is going to be very useful in this situation we're in right now. So what I'm supposed to be and what I aim to do right here is just get away from the enemy's line of sight or range and just focus on keeping my Dragoon alive so that they don't die. The point of which why I ran to our stairs is because I'll be as far away from the enemy team as possible, so they are less likely to focus me and make it harder for me to interrupt, making harder for me to heal my team and keep them up in health. So that's why I got as far away as possible while still being in range of my team. Try and message them and communicate to them that get back please, we need to go back up for us to win the match because there's only 20 seconds left. We don't really need to be fighting them downstairs anymore. Warrior kind of gets the hint, is stunned and bound though at the same time, so they're kind of having trouble getting back up, so I'm just staying with them right here, and I can kind of do that because I have light speed, celestial opposition, and attune up at this moment, so my positioning can be quite aggressive right now. It does not matter at this point in the match, even if they switch on me, because I'm just instantly attune, and they'll be wasting some of their attacks on me when they before they notice that I'm in attunement, and at that point it is probably going to be way too late for them to get a kill anymore. That's pretty much that match. I think this was a very good match in terms of sort of like how to not use your Astrologian bubble and how you basically want to use it. Also, as well as your positioning, healing decision making and healing prioritization in a match. I think this match showcased that quite well, and this is why I wanted to show this particular match. And the next match that is going to come after this one is basically a pre-made light party game that we had about 3 days ago with the team that I was playing with, and we got matched up against one of the best players on the data center. It was a pretty clutch game, especially in the last minute or so. The enemy team threw pretty much everything they had against us, and it was quite tight. And I was lucky to have the exact cooldowns that I had up that I needed to survive that situation. So enjoy the game, and I will see you at the end of the video. Enjoy. If you go fast, I've got balance for both of you. Okay. Tell me when. Tell me when. Ah, fuck. Sorry. Good job. Fox is in 45. Vault still has all of his buffs. He hasn't used anything. And Tower just used balance, so it's probably a Vault. Can we get back, please? Stand still for 1 second. Stack on the bridge, stack on the bridge, stack on the bridge, please. I'm alive! Well, I'll be dead once I get out. No, I'm dead. Like, I can't do anything without any cooldown at that point. Don't die on my feet. For fuck's sake. What kind of fucking... for some reason my light speed dropped, even though I used Celestial. Oh, my bad. Get back, please. Done. Yee. They're probably trying to kill me because I have the most medals and easiest to kill. There was a balance out on someone on the enemy team. You're going kind of far. I don't want to go there. LB boxes, LB boxes, LB boxes, LB boxes. Commander on me, commander on me. Cool on me, watch out if I get stunned, but someone's probably dead. Down me, probably trying to LB me. In attunement, I wasted attunement for nothing, fuck me. They're going me, can I get a peel? Zeg, watch out. Yeah. Can I get a purify? Can I get a purify? Really need a purify. Really need a purify. I don't know how the fuck I survived that, nigga. So yeah, that's that. And like I said in the beginning of the video, is you don't have a lot of time learning PvP if you've just started out or are sort of new-ish. But I still hope that this video kind of showcased a lot of the important things that you need to do to perform well in PvP as a healer, even with the 4.0 changes that are coming to PvP. Those things are still going to be very important, even with the upcoming changes and whatever. So I hope you found this useful, I hope you liked it, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please do leave a like, comment down below what you thought about it, all the memes, whatever, you know, your thoughts. And also subscribe for more content, especially I'll be covering a lot of the PvP changes in Stormblood and the PvP gameplay and all that extensively. So that is also going to be a topic on my channel update video that is still, please look forward to it, TM. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, and enjoy your day.